Okay, it's 11 o'clock on the dot. My name is Jeff Waller. I am the co-author, co-creator of the 7 Mindsets. And today I'm going to be talking to you about our fifth mindset, which is the attitude of gratitude, and how to get your gratitude to the next level. I'm going to share with you a simple strategy that I learned from a dear friend who many people have learned that's really helped me out tremendously in my life. And I'm hopeful that it can help you really take gratitude at a completely different level in your life. But I just want to real quick summarize what we talked about last week, which was 100% accountable, and what are some things that we can do to make ourselves feel better, to put ourselves in a better mood. And I talked about some research that was done out of the University of Pennsylvania, and that they had come back with 3 things that we can do that are guaranteed to make us happier every single time that we do them. And that research showed that these are really the only 3 things that are guaranteed to make us happier. The first was practicing presence. Anything we can do to become mindful, present, thoughtful, prayer, meditation, hiking in nature, listening to the rain, watching a stream, whatever it is that gets you into a quiet place and cleans your mind is going to make you feel better. It's going to help you heal, and it's going to help you ultimately perform and function at a higher level. So the first was practicing presence. The second was just simply expressing gratitude, which we're going to talk about today. But just that idea that when we express gratitude, we feel better because we're recognizing something good in our life or something good that someone's done for us. And we're also making other people feel better, which makes us feel better. And then the third, and actually the most powerful tool at making us feel better immediately, is serving someone else. And we talked about when we do something for someone else, it's kind of like self-efficacy. It helps us recognize that we have a gift to share, that we have impact, and that's empowering. We're also helping someone that we care about, and that makes us feel good. So the 3 things that we can do today that are going to make us happier going through this tough time is practicing presence, gratitude, and serving others. So that was last week. This week we're going to talk about gratitude. And I want to share with you an approach I learned from a guy named Howard Glasser. And Howard is he's a therapist who got started in the 1990s, many years ago in Tucson, Arizona. And he started working with young kids, students, and started getting these incredible results. Kids with ADHD or different types of challenges, and parents would bring their child to Howard, and he would get these results. And then he started getting more and more of the most difficult cases, the kids who'd experienced the highest levels of trauma. And he continued to get results that no one else was getting. And he created this really simple, elegant approach, and he calls it the nurtured heart approach. And it's incredible. And I read his books, and I had the opportunity of meeting Howie, which is what he goes by, about a year and a half ago. And he's just been an incredible influence on my life. And he shared with me a story of kind of the power of his approach, the nurtured heart approach. And he was talking about he used to be a contributor on CNN and different news outlets. Whenever they would have a topic around mental health, they would call Howie and ask him to come on. And this time he was actually flying through Los Angeles, and he was able to stop and go into the studio. And the host at the time was doing this piece on a video that had gone viral where a principal had been giving all our students high fives as they came into the school through the drop-off line. And he got in his chair with the host, and the first thing she asked was, "What's the nurtured heart approach?" And instead of just giving her a definition, he kind of gave her an example. And he said, "You know what? When I got here and I arrived in this building, I just can't tell you how warmly I was greeted. And then you came and introduced yourself and told me how excited you were for me to be in here today. And it just made me feel great. And I can tell you that's why this is such an incredible show. And that's why you're such a great host, is because you make people feel good and you put people in a position to be strong and powerful. And I just want to tell you that I really appreciate that." And of course, the host kind of melted. And he said, "Now, what if the principal was doing that? What if rather than just giving them high fives, she was taking the time to recognize the greatness and what was extraordinary and celebrating that in every student? How powerful would that be?" And that's kind of the basic premise behind the nurtured heart approach and the way that we express gratitude. And so I don't know if you're like me, but I have a gratitude journal, and I find myself just writing Thank you for my wife, thank you for my kids, my health. And after a while, it just becomes kind of words. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just sort of writing down the things that I know I'm grateful for. And the nurtured heart approach forces us to go deeper. And it's really a way not just to express gratitude, but make the person that you're expressing gratitude feel significant. And it's a way to make you feel great. And it's this simple. The first step is to express gratitude, state the fact, what it is that you see in that person that you're grateful for, right? That's what we typically do. The second thing is to actually state what that says about them, right? What is it that what they did, what does that say about the type of person they are? And then the third part of taking gratitude to the next level is actually stating what that means to you. Okay, so express gratitude, state what it says about them, and then state what it means to you. And I'll give you an example I used last week. My son is 16 and he's a typical teenager and we're at home and he's just spending a lot of time in his room. And it's really hard as a parent not to continue to kind of nag and get him downstairs and be concerned about what's going on. And the other day we were watching a movie and he came down for about 5 minutes. And I thanked him for it. But I used the nurtured heart approach, and I just kind of went deeper. And I said, when you're with us, you're funny, and we love having you in the room, and you're such a contributor to our family. And it just means a whole lot to me to have you in the room with us because it feels good, and it's important because I want to be a really good family. And so I use the nurtured heart approach to just go a little bit deeper. And amazingly, the next night, my son came down and wanted, for the first time in many weeks, to play Monopoly. And so that next night, we actually spent hours together playing Monopoly. But it's just that idea of sort of that underlying philosophy of gratitude, which is energy flows where attention goes. And the things that we focus on are the things that are going to grow and expand in my life. And by focusing on that little bit of time my son gave us that night, I was able to create an environment where that expanded. But I did it because I used the nurtured heart approach to really make my son feel significant and feel valued and want to get more of that, and I think that's really what motivated him to come back the next day. So that's it. That's the nurtured heart approach. I would encourage you. There's some books out there. The best book is How to Transform the Intense Child that Howie wrote. That's just transformative as a parent and as an educator. And so I would encourage you to read his. There's an organization called the Children's Success Foundation, which Howie started, which is all about promoting the nurtured heart approach. And I think that's really good. But I got a challenge for you. This week, I want you to identify one person who's done something for you that's meaningful. And I want you to express gratitude to them with the nurtured heart model. I want you to thank them for what they did. I want you to say what that says about them. And then I want you to tell them what it means to you. Okay, and I think if we can do that, we will make this world a better place for everybody. We're going to get through this tough time together, and we're going to move on to a better and a stronger place. Thank you. I look forward to next week. You guys have a super day.